Is this the new holy grail for Gundam collectors? Well, it may be for some and not for others, and I'll tell you why in this video. Now, by now, most of the collectors who have managed to snag a pre-order would have gotten their unit already, but I'm going to share with you why I think this is probably one of the best collectible for Gundam fans. And before we get there, I just want to share with you a very sad video of a collector from Taiwan who woke up one morning to find his son playing with the metal structure in the manner as you can see right now in this video. It is quite sad. I'm not sure whether anything was broken, but it does seem like it. So what a terrible way to burn 1,000 US dollars overnight. Now, for those of you who are wondering why do we say that this is worth spending the money of 1,000 US dollars and more for a metal structure Gundam? Well, to be very frank, I think this new product line is quite refreshing, and I'll tell you a little bit more. But first, a little bit of disclaimer: most of the videos you're seeing here are not from us, because to be very frank, when the pre-order was first announced, we just couldn't snag one up in time, even if we had the money. So we'll put the link to all the awesome videos and also pictures to the original posters in the link down below. So do follow those YouTube channels and the website for more information. Now, Bandai didn't actually give the metal structure new Gundam a official scale like 1/100 or 1/60 scale, but we do know that it is not as big as the Hot Toys Hellbuster, so that is a very clear comparison. But in terms of gunpla kit comparison, it is almost the same size as a 1/48 scale gunpla kit. So whether it's a RX-78-2 or a Unicorn Gundam, it is the same height. So that kind of gives you a sense of how big this kit is. If you're comparing it to something else, well, given that this is the first entry of the model in this new product line, it's kind of hard to compare, but I do think that Bandai will probably stick with this size for all their future releases in the metal structure or the Kaitai Shoki line. Now, moving on to articulation, when the product was first announced by Bandai, we knew already that this is not a kit that's meant to have great articulation of movement, just like the Bandai Spirits or the SHF line or even the Gundam Universe line, right? This is really meant to be as a showcase piece that you display at your home or your office, and it's really meant to showcase the amazing and detailed artwork all across the kit. It's not really meant for you to play around with, for your kids and whatnot. So I think in terms of articulation, I am fine, because for a kit at this size, I think it's the same as the 148 scale kits, right? You're not going to have great articulation and movements for a kit this size. Now, in terms of details and finishing, I think this is where it got really interesting. A lot of the YouTubers who have gotten the kit and reviewed this, they will say that, hey, if I'm going to build a 1/48 scale gunpla kit of this size and to detail, paint, commission someone else to do it, it will probably cost same, if not even more. So for the price of 1,000 plus yen, together with die cast and LED gimmicks built in with opening hatches and whatnot, a lot of them actually say that this is actually a pretty good deal, right? It will probably cost a lot more, if not the same, if you were to commission someone else to actually build this from scratch. So yeah, I think that is one very clear sign that Bandai has actually done a very good job. The details very clean, no errors. All the decals marks and all the separate details of paint and finishing on this kit is really quite amazing. Now, I'm also quite lucky to find a comparison shot of the also very expensive Formania new Gundam, and it's quite interesting to see that in terms of the design differences between those two kits, especially the V-fin, the chest, the level of detail and the paint job they've used on the shoulder armor in itself is very, very different. While if you ask me today which one I would prefer, I would say that, to be very frank, the look on the Formania new Gundam do look quite nice, and also the finishing choice of using a little bit darker black on the black armor instead of ash dark gray on the metal structure, that is something that's quite unique. But in terms of details and finishing, the metal structure would definitely win hands down. There are so much more details on the metal structure that you cannot get on the Formania new Gundam. So what else is great about this kit for this asking price. Obviously, with all the very cool gimmicks of opening hatches on the beam rifle, on the shield, everywhere on the armor across the leg, arms, torso, there are just so many gimmicks to showcase the amazing build, amazing detail, finishing. It's just something that we have never seen before as a Gundam collector in itself. So I think probably Bandai would be moving in a bit more aggressively with this line, because I think they'll probably a bit surprised as well, given that this kit is quite expensive at 100,000 plus yen, including tax, and they've all sold out within hours when the pre-order was first announced. So if you actually want to get this kit now, I have to be very frank, there are probably still available units in the market, but of course the downside is those aftermarket prices are definitely gonna be a lot more expensive than 102,000 yen, right? I think the price has pretty much skyrocketed after this kit has been announced. So I guess it really leaves it to you. Do you really want to have this thing displayed at your home or at your office, and you think that this is something that if you really are going to commission someone to build it, it's probably going to cost the same, but you probably want to have something that is a little bit more detailed, something different, especially for Hot Toys collectors who have bought the Hulkbuster 1 and 2. You probably want something a little bit more different. And I'll say that if you put this next to Hulkbuster, this will definitely have a lot more color variation, detail and finishing. It's just a very different kit altogether. In terms of gimmick, you guys will know I'm a very big fan of open hatch entries, especially in GBWC, and it's so hard to find one. So given that there are so many open hatch gimmicks on the metal structure, it's something that I wish that I could afford, but given how this thing is not even available in the market at the moment, unless I pay a very high price, I think I will probably have to wait for the next batch. Now here's some bad news. I think maybe bad news for me, but probably not for people who bought the initial kit. The fin funnel are sold separately, so that is something that I think for those people who already bought this kit when it was first announced probably wouldn't have any issues of pumping in additional 20,000 plus yen to buy the fin funnel parts. So for close to about 28,000 yen, it's coming out next year in June 2020. I do say that if you actually put the fin funnel at the back of the new Gundam, it definitely looks a lot better. And to be very frank, I think most of you guys who have bought the kit will probably already pre-order this anyways, and this is a premium Bandai exclusive, so you will have to buy this as a premium Bandai exclusive versus the Kaitai Shoki, which is a regular release. Now coming back to our opinion, and let me catch my breath with a quick drink. Now let's talk about the negatives of the metal structure. I've been singing praises all this while because seriously it's quite an amazing item to have. The one negative that quite a lot of YouTubers, reviewers have seen so far is actually the stand. So as you can see from the pictures, the stand is what you connect the new Gundam to, and also to the base as well. So in terms of the sturdiness of that stand, it is not very great. So I think that's one thing that everybody had a little bit of gripe with, considering the price that they pay. They kind of wish that at least the base and the stand would have attached and not wiggle about too much, especially since you will be connecting it to a very heavy and also big item such as the metal structure new Gundam. So that was definitely one negative. The second negative, of course, is this entire fin funnel effect, which is sold as a separate options, right? So quite a lot of the guys who actually bought the metal structure kind of thought that, hey, shouldn't this be included as part of the overall purchase? But given that it is 100,000 plus yen, it's quite expensive, why is it being sold separately? So yeah, I guess Bandai as a business would definitely need to make money as much as they can into this kit, right? So I can imagine that the R&D that goes into this kit is very expensive, given how that you need to remove the arm in order to remove the hatch to put in the battery for the LEDs on the chest, on the eyes. This is definitely one kit that requires a lot of engineering and time to make it right. They probably have failed a couple of times before they finally arrive in this product. So for us, I think this is definitely a showcase of engineering prowess. Think of this as a competition to Hot Toys Hulkbuster. This is Bandai's answer to Hot Toys Hulkbuster. I think when Hot Toys first took the order for the Hulkbuster, and it took them about 2 years to actually get the product out. When the product was finally out, I think quite a lot of collectors were singing praises to Hot Toys, right? Because when they got the final Hulkbuster in their hands, it was quite a marvelous engineering feat and manufacturing as well, because to be able to get a kit in that size, that level of detail, the level of gimmicks, putting all the LEDs, it was definitely not easy. So I think Metal Structure Kaitai Shou kit is really just a flagship product from Bandai to match Hot Toys Hulkbuster. It is really more of a showcase for engineering and manufacturing prowess. So it won't be fair to say that, hey, I can buy a gunpla kit at this size and paint it myself, put in my hours, it probably won't even cost half of this. Well, I would say yes, that can be, but definitely it will not include all the special details, the gimmicks, the open hatch, and also the die cuts. If you guys don't believe me, try and find a builder who is going to do a commission for you based on this level of detail and also past and opening gimmicks as well. Alright, so that is our thought of the Metal Structure new Gundam. And I've been thinking maybe this is the reason why this year there is no perfect grade announcement by Bandai. Even though it was the 40th anniversary of the Gundam franchise, I think to Bandai, hey, I think this is a lot better than the perfect grade. And will this maybe one day, become the new level of perfect grade 2.0, where people would want something expensive, something detailed, but don't have the time to actually build a perfect grade, but just want something outright and just buy it. I think this is probably the right product for them, right? So for those of you who are celebrating Christmas tomorrow, Merry Christmas. And if you're new to our channel and you love what we're putting up, please support us by clicking like and subscribe, or share this video as much as you can. And as usual, I'll be hearing you guys in the comment section down below. Do let me know what you think of the Kaitai Metal Shoki. Have you guys tried to pre-order one but failed, or do you guys have already ordered one and it's waiting for it to be shipped to your house? Let us know. Love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. And again, Merry Christmas to all.